Hello and welcome back to You Up For More. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I'm Jared Freed. This is a YouTube exclusive. We're going to be doing these every now and again. These are going to be kind of like You Up podcast adjacent, but more visual, right? We're going to do like a little tiny TV show here and with bits that might be reoccurring and some that, we'll just do once and we'll move on. But
we'll see how we feel. Yeah. And also, if you're a subscriber, you can listen to them on audio.
Right. You get only the audio and it's there waiting for you on your subscriber feed. But all we ask from you, the viewer on YouTube, like, subscribe. We want your comments.
Engage.
I want to hear from you. Engage with this video because today we are doing how to text. We have an email that kind of speaks to
you want to
this.
read it?
I'll read it.
Okay.
J&J, Feather, love you guys so much, have been my favorite podcast for years now. I'm going to get right into it because this is an urgent problem. For context, I was single for pretty much all of my 20s and did a lot of dating around, mostly via dating apps. I met my ex when I was 27. We broke up in February. We were together for 3 years. I took some time to process the breakup, and this summer, I want to start putting myself back out there again, IRL summer, as they say.
As we say.
In real life. I'm actually off to a pretty hot start because a good-looking guy who seems like a normal person asked me out at the gym this week. We exchanged phone numbers and he just texted me, and now we're at my problem. I don't remember how to text with boys. Okay, we're here to help. I don't want to be dragged into a conversation that doesn't need to be dragged on, but also I think it's kind of fun to be doing some flirty texting. The biggest thing I'm afraid of is coming off as standoffish by not responding, and in turn closing myself off to fun or interesting experiences. But then I feel weird keeping the conversation going, like I'm doing too much. I'm also not necessarily looking for anything super serious right now, so it's not the kind of situation where I'd want to send a really serious deal reveal type of text. I know that I'm probably overthinking it. I need some coaching from the pros. Listen, I appreciate this email. You are overthinking it. That's okay. We all do. This whole podcast is about overthinking things and making them simpler. Jared, what do you think? If you got a woman's number in real life and text her, do you expect her to be texting a lot and continuing the convo to get to know each other like you would be doing an initial convo on the apps? Do you guys think that if he doesn't give me anything good to respond to, I should just not answer and wait for him to double text? Is this particular man just a dry texter and that's why I'm feeling this way? Thank you guys for everything you do. A rusty old bitch. What do you think?
There's a such thing as texting chemistry. Mm-hmm. So I don't think there's like good and bad.
Textual chemistry.
Textual chemistry, exactly. I don't think there's a such thing necessarily as good or bad texting, assuming that you're like a good, can communicate. Mm-hmm. I think there's like bad texting in terms of just like people who are not responsive, but usually that's sort of an answer in itself. Mm-hmm. But I do think you can have two people who just kind of like aren't on the same wavelength with texting. I don't know if it's a deal breaker though.
No, I think you have to discuss with yourself. You got to take a look in the mirror and say, what is my goal? I think that helps every texting conversation.
Like,
because
what do I want out of this conversation?
Right. What do I want out of this conversation? What do I want from this person? What am I here for? Mm-hmm. Cute guy at the gym gave me his number and texted, hey, how's your day been going? That's really nice. That's fine. If you don't want to go out with him, then no texting is needed. You can just leave this kind of on the vine to let it die.
Right.
If you were like, I want to get to know cute guy from the gym, the best way to do that is to get on the phone and have a conversation and talk to them and, say, hey, how's your day been going? Just figured we don't really know each other, so let's just talk it out.
Call him.
Why not?
Okay.
Or it's getting together in person. When you're texting with someone, you're trying to figure out a plan for the day. If it was a friend, I always think of like these situations. Make it a friend.
Okay.
If you and I were texting,
right,
and I was like, Jordana, what's your plan today? And you were like, well, I need to know your plan because we have to get together for like brunch later before we do the podcast. At some point, the texting would get so ridiculous that you'd call me.
You'd have to call, yes.
And you'd go, what's going on? What's going on?
Right.
So that should tell us everything. With friends, you call them when you need an answer.
Yes.
When you're looking to get to where you're going.
So you think she could call this guy?
So I don't know if she calls him or makes a plan.
Constant. Call him 10 times.
Every day.
Yes.
Every day.
Every hour.
Leave messages.
Yes.
No, I do think it starts with what's her goal.
Okay.
If her goal is to get drinks with this guy, and your goal could be anything. Your goal could be, do I want to go on a date with him? Do I want to get drinks with him?
Yes.
Don't blame the person you're texting with if you cannot say with all your 10 toes in the ground, I want to get a drink with Jim Man.
Yes.
Can you do that? No. Maybe you can't. You might say, I want to know if I want a drink with Jim Man. That could be your answer.
Right. So let's discuss the course of action based on each of these.
I want to
things.
know, I want to get a drink with Jim Man.
Okay.
Hey, it's really great to meet you at the gym. I'm actually out having a coffee. Want to talk on the phone for a little bit? I see nothing wrong with that.
Can you skip that and go right to the drink?
She hasn't, that's not what she said based on this scenario.
Okay.
I want to know if I want to get a drink with Jim Man.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm saying those are two different scenarios.
Two different
right?
scenarios.
Yeah.
If you're like, I don't even need that. If you
Right.
go,
we had a great little talk at the gym.
There's
I'm down to get a drink.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I don't even get that out of
Yeah.
the way. I want a drink with Jim Man. Here's what I would text. Hey, great meeting you at the gym. I've always kind of looked your way, and it's nice that you didn't think I was just staring.
Ooh, flirty.
Okay, now you've acknowledged there's a thing. Would love to get a drink sometime. I'm free next Tuesday and Thursday. Name a time and a place, and I'm in.
Love it.
Now you've given him the hammer, the nails, the wood. He gets to build the house. He gets to make you feel good. Yes, you did present. There's this thing of like, I want to be pursued. I want to be asked. Well, this is them pursuing you.
Right. I mean, I think that's great advice. I would just, again, because I'm someone who also wants to be pursued, right? So I think I would give them a certain amount of time to initiate that conversation. And if they didn't, I would say that in order to move on.
Explain
If I give Jim Guy my number, he texts me, "Hey, what are you up? Like, how's it going? How was your day?" I'll give him like a few, because maybe he wants to know if we have enough texting banter to get to the day. I'll give him like a couple days.
The text that I gave, that's the text that gets you. That's pulling the lever to put them in a position to make the date or not.
Okay.
Anything that leads up to that, hey, yeah, the gym was tough today. Oh my God, this morning was crazy. Anything that leads up to, hey, I'm free next Tuesday and Thursday because I'd love to get a drink. Name a place and what time.
Yes.
That's all good.
Right.
That's all cream.
Yeah, I'm just saying she doesn't need to say that immediately.
No, that's the lever we're giving you to pull.
Yes, that's the lever you pull when you're done with the small talk.
You're done with small talk.
You want the date.
So let's go over some other prompts.
Okay.
These are from women. Okay.
I'll text you. You tell me how you would respond. All right. So Jared, please help me. He texts, "Hey," smiley face, 24 hours after you met. No follow-up, no question.
Hey, great meeting you. Let me know if you'd like to get a drink. Name a time and a place, and I'm down. Done.
Okay.
The only next text
Yes.
is the time and the place. If it's anything else, that's them saying no. Maybe they write back and they say, hey, we just don't know each other well enough yet. I'd love to get on the phone and chit-chat a little bit. Okay. That's them negotiating with you.
Sure.
And that's fine too.
Yeah, I agree. That's fine.
It's either negotiation or time and a place. Anything else, you're out.
Is it anything else of ignoring the question, saying I'm busy this week and not giving any other times?
That's
no. Also no.
That's them. And listen, everyone has a goal with what they text. No one is texting you with less thought than you're giving the text.
Yes.
So,
a vague answer is also a no.
Vague answers.
Yeah, I'm around.
Right. Their goal is to text with you as long as possible until you decide to meet them late night and hook up without any work put in.
Yes.
So they do have a goal.
Okay. He sends a photo of a dog with no caption. You've never talked about dogs.
You have a dog? Name, breed, favorite toy. Go.
Okay.
Listen, if you send me, this is improv. Okay? The best answer is yes and. If you all of a sudden throw a dog at me, I got a lot of dog questions. You have a dog? Tell me the name. Right. Oh, where's my date? That's not a good answer.
Right.
Oh my God, you have a dog? Name, breed, favorite toy, go. Oh, and then they write it back. Hey, I love dogs. Bring them on a date. Let's go for a walk and have some coffee.
Love it. Okay. So I'm texting, "What are you up to this weekend?" And he replies, "Not sure yet. HBU."
Ooh, the dreaded
The
not
HBU.
sure yet.
Dreaded HBU.
How about you? And you write what you're doing.
Not sure yet is not a good.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Don't get back to apathy with apathy.
Okay.
To me, the best move here is letting them know the full weekend you have. Well, and listen, it doesn't have to be that full. I'm planning on watching 17 episodes of Love Island because I got behind on it. And I have a dinner with my friends at this place. Have you ever been? Now you're in specifics. Now you're away from HBU. We want
Okay.
to get away from HBU. You have to be so thoughtful and specific that their HBU
They're shamed.
sounds shameful and weird.
Right.
That's
okay.
the thing. As long as I act honestly, dishonesty is apparent right away.
Yes. Okay.
So-
So then what if his reply is cool? Sounds fun.
To me, I'd be turned off enough to not like
Right.
if I wrote back with this fun, lively, flirty weekend explained, and they got back with cool, sounds fun, I'm not gonna want to go out with them anyways.
I agree.
So we're not a match. That's okay.
Okay. He said, we should hang out sometime. And I said, I'd be down. He heart reacted the message, but hasn't planned anything. Was I supposed to do more?
You weren't supposed to do anything, but this is a very relatable.
This is telling.
It's telling that he does want to hang out sometime. He's buying what
He's down,
he's down.
but not enough to initiate.
What he's telling you is he's trying to buy time. He's trying to keep you in the Rolodex of people who would meet up with him, but he's not really caring enough to meet up with you.
He's not that into you.
He thinks you're hot, but has no need to meet up with you right now. So how do you make yourself, I mean, if you're really stuck on this guy, like to me, does that turn you off enough to walk away?
Right.
Maybe it doesn't. I think you have to make yourself scarce.
Okay.
If I was like really jonesing for this guy, I would write back. Again, you gave we should hang out sometime. His apathetic answer
I'd
with
be
I'd be down.
Right. I would be turned off by that.
Right. I think
Yeah.
someone has to stop being cool.
Right.
Is the answer to this.
Say, great, when?
Great. Like someone has to be the pain in the ass.
How about Tuesday?
So if you really want to date, should I have said something more? I don't think you should have, but I would go back to the drawing board, go back to that mirror we talked about earlier and go, what do I want out of this guy?
Right. Well, it's more like
I'd be down. What do you want? You don't have to say it to him, but what do you want?
it's more like if you want to close the loop too for yourself.
Right.
I would suggest a date just to like know you put it out there and then you'll now you know the answer.
Right. And if you're saying I'd be down to him, are you saying that to be like cool and hot and flirty? Or are you saying that because you're not really sure if you want to see him either? You have
Right.
to suss that out.
If she wants to see him too, I think I'd be down. What are you up to? How's this week?
Right.
What does this week look like for
I
you?
think when someone writes I'd be down, they're telling the guy, and me being the guy on the other side, that's them telling me, do a little bit more.
Right.
And sometimes I hear that and I go, I don't want to.
All right, well, that's good.
I
right?
think
Then that's a good way to
we're
suss that
learning
out
about
in
each
some
other.
ways. though.
Right.
Right.
So if you said I'd be down and they just heart reacted, I'd be like, ugh, fuck this.
Yeah. Well,
They're
neither
not even
person
giving me
is,
anything.
and she's not giving him that much
Right.
either.
So, okay. So let's say that this is from the male side.
Okay.
I texted her we should get a drink this week, and she said I'm down.
I'd be down.
I texted her we should get a drink this week, and she said I'm down when works. I replied with a time and place. She never answered. Do I follow up or take the L?
I think it's one of those things. Am I really jonesing for the person? If you're
Right.
really jonesing, I think you could say, hey, just wanted to follow up. Does this place and time work for you?
Right.
No answer. This person is not interested. Okay, move on.
Everyone deserves one more shot.
Yes.
That's it. Not two more, not five more.
One more.
One more.
Then you're out.
Right.
Yes. Again, if you really want to go. If
Right.
you don't, that's an easy way to, if you were on the fence and you asked, easy way
Mirror,
to,
mirror on the wall. Do I want to go to drinks with this person?
yes.
Ask that question consistently, often.
Never more than twice
Never more than twice.
to follow up with someone. Yes.
We were texting back and forth for a couple days, had good banter, and then I said something flirty like, "You're trouble." She laughed, liked it, and never said anything else. Did I kill the vibe?
I don't think necessarily. I think that's the issue with texting is you kind of just like extrapolate what someone else is thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes one, you could be kind of busy, want to show the
Right.
person you saw it, like it, and then like continue on with whatever you're doing. I do that a lot of the time. Or two, you're not really sure you can't think of an interesting, funny, clever response to that. So you're
Right.
letting the person know. I don't think you could think of that as like a vibe killer. I think you need multiple data points to figure that out.
Well, to give her empathy, when you write "your trouble," what is she supposed to write back? There's really nothing that you're giving her. Right. You too is kind of weird.
That's what I'm saying. If I didn't know how to answer, if I was like, I can't think of anything kind of clever and fun to say, I might just like it and then kind of change the subject.
Right. It's okay to be flirty, but I think what you're doing when you're saying "your trouble" is you're kind of, it goes down two roads. It's nowhere and I just like it and let you know that was cool. Or it's sexting.
Right.
And like "your trouble," like what's she supposed to write? Like, yeah, you're turning me on so much. Like that's really
is
the
that
only
what he's
place.
looking for?
No, it doesn't sound like it based on
Right.
the question. He's asking us. So I think for him, you didn't kill the vibe, but you kind of put a period on the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really allow for them. And this is for dating apps too. You have to allow the other person to be involved. If you're only allowing them to be involved in this like sexual conversation, you've kind of shut them out.
Right.
Not saying you did anything wrong.
I don't
but
think this is on its own a bad.
not as bad,
statement,
but
yeah.
I'm saying you have to acknowledge that you have put an ending to this conversation.
Right.
And the next text should be, or kind of has to be, so when can we hang out?
Right.
That would be a perfectly reasonable text to follow up on "your trouble" and they liked it, they laughed, and they're into it. All signs pointing to thumbs up.
I agree. Because if I can't think of anything like that would add to the conversation, I usually will do a reaction.
Right. That's the reaction
kind of,
is the period to all text.
But it's like I think it's nice. It's way better than just not answering. Like,
Totally.
Right,
No,
yeah.
she had to do something.
Yes.
When you say "your trouble," you either up the ante or you end it there.
Right. Is what she did.
It's
She
what she
ended
did.
it there. Yeah.
So, okay. She watches all your stories, but only replies to the most random one with "LOL, that's wild."
This is like nothing to me.
Right. If anything, the idea that one of your stories is more random than the others,
That's subjective.
that's your opinion on your own stories.
Right.
You didn't get a response to your shirtless selfie, probably because that's the most weird one for her to get back to. That's the most thoughtless. That's the most personality-less one to get back to. To get back to the fun, wild ones that are random, that's her really trying to have a personality and have conversation.
And
I think
steer
that's a
the
buying
right.
sign.
Steer the conversation around things that she's interested. And also, what is she going to reply to all of them?
Right. No, to me,
I would
your
never reply to
response
more than one story.
No. LOL, that's wild. I think it's totally fine. I think what we forget that we can do is acknowledge that the online world is connected to the real world.
Yes.
So, like when I see someone who's posted 6 times about their birthday, the next time I see them, if I remember that they posted 6 times about their birthday, I go, "Hey, happy birthday. I saw it was your birthday online." That's not weird. They put it out there to be seen. So if you took their "LOL, that's wild," and you're like, "I'm really attracted to this person. I want to get a drink." Again, let's go to the mirror again. What do I want from "LOL, that's wild" person? I want to get to know them more. Hey, I saw that you just responded to my Instagram story. I'd love to get a drink sometime. I got to show you that painting I was looking at that day.
Right.
Whatever. Reference the thing that they reference. Use the thing that they were interested in because, again, we're all narcissists. They want to hear about the thing they thought of from you. Reference that and go for what you want.
We love a guy who listens.
There it is. I think those are all like helpful scenarios to get someone to the date. But again, what we forget with these texts, if you have no goal, you get nothing from it.
Right. Figure out what you want out of the situation and then you control the situation.
It makes it so much easier. We solve dating again. If you don't listen to our podcast, you should be. It is the modern dating talk that you need in your life. Subscribe to this page, like, comment, let us know whether you agree or disagree with the text we gave. We're going to be doing these every now and again, and we'll be back next time.
Bye.
Boom.